Dude, look at me. This camera is so crispy. You can literally like see everything. I don't even know if you could see my reflection with my old camera. Like, I'm sure you could, but I don't even know if it was like this clear. Like, dang, like, yo, this is crazy. And it's got like a flip over screen, so I can like see myself now. Like, so like I can flip over the screen, and now I can see myself. This is so weird. So I got a new camera, and it's a lot crispier now. Hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know. I definitely could see it just from like the screen, or maybe it's just a good screen. I don't know. But I'm sure this is a lot better. Since this is like a lot higher definition, you can probably see all my flaws now, so I probably won't look as good, but it's whatever. It's cool. Okay, let's start the video. I need to stop looking at the screen. I feel like my vlogging style is gonna change, cause like I usually look like away, like I look like here and then kind of come back to the lens like this, but I feel like now it's just gonna like go up here and then back down, so it's gonna be like this, and that's like what all YouTubers do, or like most of them, or at least the ones with like flip over screens, I guess. I don't know. Okay.
Bouncing on 24s, why they saying I'm ready? It's the remix to ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing. Sipping on coke and rum, I'm like, so what, I'm drunk. It's the freaking weekend, baby, I'm about to have me some fun.
So during the summer, I was trying to look for a job because I wanted to buy a new camera. So during the summer, I was looking for a job because I wanted to buy a new camera. It's actually pretty funny because this is the first video with my new camera that I got with YouTube money, not from the job, but I managed to land a job at a sushi restaurant. I basically went in, told them I was Japanese, and then they were like, "You're hired." See, the thing about sushi restaurants or like Japanese restaurants is that, you know, especially in Colorado where it's a lot of white people, is that the workers there are usually Asian, but they're not actually Japanese. They're usually like Chinese people, sometimes Koreans, just, you know, trying to make some money, and, you know, they open up a Japanese restaurant because, you know, white people can't tell the difference between the Asians, you know. No offense to white people, I'm half white. I know most white people know the difference, but it's a joke. I feel like I have to put a disclaimer every time I make a somewhat offensive joke because people will get mad in the comments. Or not a disclaimer, but like a warning or like an apology. It's really funny when I go into Japanese restaurants because like I talk to the waiter in Japanese, and then, you know, I like to see their confused expression as, you know, like they don't know what to do. And then they just have to like awkwardly say, I'm not Japanese. I don't know why, but there's just like not as much Japanese people in America as like the other types of Asians, so like that's just how it is. So because of that, Japanese restaurants usually don't actually have Japanese people working in them, unless maybe you're in like a really diverse place like San Francisco or something, or just places along the coast. But even then, it's probably like Filipinos or Chinese people like working in them. I don't know, not any like country specific, but just a country other than Japan. But here in Colorado, it's almost always Chinese or Korean. So I was looking for a job. I find the sushi restaurant. I walk in. I say, "Hey, I want to work here, and I speak Japanese." And the front person desk there, I think she was Thai, I believe. She told me, "Okay, cool. Give me your phone number. I'll call you if need anything." And I walk out the door. The second I walk out the door, I get a text saying, "Hey, you're hired. You can come first thing tomorrow." Dopamine. I go in the next day wearing red pants and like mismatched purple and blue shoes, so I looked kind of silly, but, you know, it's cool. The whole thing was kind of unofficial. Like, I literally just went in with no experience whatsoever, and they just said like, "Hey, go in the corner in the kitchen and go prepare some water cups." I've never had a job before, especially in a restaurant, so I didn't really know what they were talking about. I assumed it had to do with water and cups, so I kind of go in the back where she pointed to, and I whispered to the chef, who was Mexican actually. I'm not trying to be racist, by the way. I just find it funny how like no one Japanese works at a Japanese restaurant. So anyway, I asked the chef, "Hey, psst, what is she talking about with the water cups? And then so the chef, he was pretty chill. He showed me how to prepare, you know, water cups for the customers. Basically all you gotta do, get a cup, fill it up with water, put some ice in it, and put a straw in it. Done. Put it in like this little like crate thing, you know, just so it's like ready to give when customers come in. I did that for like a straight 30 minutes, and I created an army of water cups in like the whole like 1/4 of the kitchen. Then one of the other waitresses, she told me to go to the front door and go like accompany the new customers that are coming in. So I go over to the people at the front door, and I give them menus, and I take them to a table, and I felt like really like waitery. It was really cool. But yeah, they sit down, and I asked what they wanted to drink. One guy said some fancy like alcohol name, and I was really confused. So he just told me that it's a beer brand. And so I look around the room, and I see a refrigerator with like alcohol in the corner and like beer bottles and stuff like that. And so I like walk over like across the room and start like pointing at all the different beer bottles, like nodding to him, like seeing if this is the right one. After like 15 seconds of me just pointing at all the different bottles, he finally nods yes, and I'm like, okay, cool. I take it out and I go give him the bottle, and then I come back to the kitchen, and then I get yelled at from the other waitress because it's illegal for underage people to serve alcohol. So I was like, oh, my bad, sorry, better luck next time. I started preparing more water cups, and I was starting to get thirsty, so I took one of the water cups, you know, with the ice and everything and the straw and everything, and I take a sip from it, and I put it in like this little table thing next to, the table was like in between me and the chef, and then like all the other water cups were like away from the chef. The waitress told me to go like help out the customers and ask them if they need anything. So, you know, I go around the tables and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? What would you like? Are you guys all full? Are you guys all full? One guy said he wanted some more spicy mayo, so I was like, all right, spicy mayo coming right up. I go to the chef, I ask him, hey, someone asked me for a spicy mayo. What's a spicy mayo? He hands me like this orange sauce stuff. It looked pretty good, not gonna lie. But I take it, it was like in a little plate. I walk over to the customer, and I think there was a miscommunication between my brain and my hand, because when I tried to give it to him, my fingers released before my brain signals transferred to the fingers. Something like that. So basically, I dropped the spicy mayo all over his fancy, expensive looking sushi plate and hit the back of his hand. I was like, oh shoot, I'm sorry. I go back to the kitchen, get some napkins. The waitress yells at me, and I go back and try to like clean him up and stuff. The thing is, that guy that, you know, I spilled mayo on, he was super chill. Like, he wasn't even stressed about it or anything. He looked like Seth Rogen, and when someone looks like Seth Rogen, you know they're gonna be nonchalant. Me and Seth Rogen end up talking about our life stories for like 10 minutes, and then the waitress yells at me, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh wait, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be working right now. See you later, Seth Rogen. I go back to the kitchen, build an empire of water cups, and I reach for the water cup that I drank earlier until I realized it wasn't there. I look over at the waitress walking to these customers, giving someone a slightly less filled water cup. Ooh, at least nobody saw that. I look over at the chef, and he was like, yeah, I never worked there again. So I hope you guys liked the video. I enjoyed telling my first experience of having a part-time job for like 2 hours and getting fired after the first day. Fortunately, my YouTube channel kind of took off, so I'm making money now from YouTube more than I would with a part-time job, so, you know, that's pretty dope. And I ended up being able to buy a camera with YouTube, so, you know, I didn't even need a part-time job. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Share my channel with your friends. That would definitely help a lot. Let's try to get to 1,984 likes. So I hope you have a nice day, and I like pina coladas.